Since the fall of Arkhosia, the Dragonborn way of life has changed. The few civilizations exclusive to this proud race that exist today are but a mere shadow to the memories of Arkhosia. Now, Dragonborn are scattered, wanderers, and dreamers, yearning for something long lost. Some Dragonborn have gone to the extreme, living as ruthless monsters to survive. Others have lost all sense of pride and have submitted themselves to the embrace of their kin's wings. They turn to the dragons. The Draconic Inquisitor is one such Dragonborn. Born under the guidance of a dragon master, they climb the ranks of their community, eventually attaining a position close to their master. The Inquisitor obeys the dragon they serve, coaxing any into the grasp of their cult, and dealing with the unwilling as they see fit. The race of the Draconic Inquisitor should be a Dragonborn, but if you, as the player, would like to choose something else, that is your decision entirely. As a Dragonborn, they have these racial traits. They can speak Common and Draconic as languages. The trait Draconic Fury will add a +1 bonus to attack rolls when the Inquisitor is bloodied. The Inquisitor will be able to add their Constitution modifier to their Healing Surge value. And finally, the Inquisitor will gain the Dragon's Breath racial power, which is a blast effect that deals a chosen type of elemental damage. The damage depends on the type of dragon the Inquisitor serves. The Draconic Inquisitor's class will be a hybrid class of a Paladin and Sorcerer. As a hybrid, the Inquisitor gains a +1 bonus to the Will defense from the Sorcerer class, but must choose between a +1 bonus to Fortitude, Reflex, or Will for the Paladin side. As the player, that choice is up to you, depending on how you decide to play this character. For hit points, the Inquisitor will have 13 plus their Constitution score. When the Inquisitor levels up, they will gain 5 hit points each level. The amount of healing surges the Inquisitor may use is 8 per day. From the Paladin's class features, the Inquisitor will gain the Divine Challenge power, allowing them to mark a single enemy who suffers the consequences of ignoring this challenge. From the Sorcerer class, the Inquisitor gains the Sorceress Power feature, allowing them to add their Strength or Dexterity modifier to Sorcerer's spells damage rolls. They may also use their Strength modifier in place of Intelligence or Dexterity to determine their armor class while wearing light or no armor. The Draconic Inquisitor grew up in a cult devoted to a dragon overlord. Their theme is the Cultist. As a starting feature, the Inquisitor will gain an encounter power from the theme. At level 5, the Inquisitor will gain a +1 bonus to Fortitude and Will, while bloodied. At level 10, the Inquisitor will gain a +2 bonus to the Intimidate skill, and enemies will have a -2 penalty to attack rolls against the Inquisitor during the first round of a combat encounter. Playing as a hybrid class, the Inquisitor will be able to fill the roles of a Defender or Striker. The Defender's side is able to draw the attention of enemies so allies might have a better chance, while the Striker role can deal massive amounts of damage at a range. Strength and Charisma are the Draconic Inquisitor's primary ability scores. Dragonborn have a +2 racial bonus to both abilities. Depending on the player's choice, one ability could be higher than the other if you are more drawn to one over the other. The 4 remaining scores are up to the player. Constitution plays a vital role in keeping the Inquisitor alive and living up to the Defender role. Intelligence and Wisdom are mainly knowledge skills and may unlock prerequisites for feats. Dexterity can contribute to skills and other feat prerequisites. As a hybrid class, the Draconic Inquisitor is limited to only 3 trainable skills. The Inquisitor can train in the skills from the Paladin and Sorcerer classes. The skills recommended for role-playing purposes are Arcana, reliant on intelligence, Intimidate, reliant on charisma, and Religion, reliant on wisdom. As a Dragonborn, the Inquisitor gains a +2 bonus towards Intimidate and History. Cultists can also choose to have a +2 bonus to either Stealth or Streetwise if the Cultist background option is chosen for the Inquisitor. This section is the recommended powers for a level 1 Draconic Inquisitor. As the Inquisitor progresses in levels and gains more powers, it is recommended for role-playing purposes that the Inquisitor gains dragon-based sorcerer powers and any paladin powers that deals the most damage as possible. At level 1, the Draconic Inquisitor will have these at-will powers: Holy Strike from the Paladin class, and Dragonfrost from the Sorcerer class. This spell functions as a ranged basic attack. For an encounter power, they will have the spell Tempest Breath from the Sorcerer class. This is an acid-based power that provides additional effects. And for the daily power, the Inquisitor will have Dragonfang Bolt, also a Sorcerer class spell. It is a ranged spell that deals poison damage along with ongoing damage. As the Inquisitor advances in levels, they will have to alternate between the powers offered by the Paladin and Sorcerer classes. For example, at level 1, if the Inquisitor has the Tempest Breath encounter power, at level 3, they will have to choose a Paladin encounter power. The same rule applies for utility powers, unless you, as a player, decides to choose powers granted by the Cultist theme. The starting encounter power of the Cultist theme is the Master's Eye. This allows the Inquisitor to deal extra damage if an attack hits and adds temporary hit points, but punishes the Inquisitor if the attack misses. The Cultist utility powers are sometimes a double-edged sword, providing great boons at the cost of the Inquisitor or their allies' welfare. It is recommended that the Inquisitor chooses any or all of the Cultist utility powers, if desired. At level 6, they will gain access to the power Ritual Sacrifice, which provides a boon of the Inquisitor's choice, which includes healing or a bonus to attack and skill rolls. At level 1, any hybrid class should choose the feat Hybrid Talent, which allows the Inquisitor to choose an additional class feature from the Sorcerer or Paladin class. Choices from the Paladin include gaining proficiency in armor up to plate, or a single channel divinity power. The additional Sorcerer feature allows the Inquisitor to choose to have the Soul of the Sorcerer feature, which allows them to choose between the Dragon Soul, Chaos Soul, Cosmic Soul, or Storm Soul. As the Inquisitor, if they choose the Sorcerer option from the Hybrid Talent, Dragon Soul is highly recommended. In future levels, the player may choose whatever feats suit their playstyle of the Inquisitor the best. There are a plethora of Dragonborn specific feats in the player's handbook Races, Dragonborn, supplement book. The Arcane Powers supplement book also has a Draconic Spellcaster feat, which adds a bonus to your spell's damage if they are the same type as the Inquisitor's Dragon Breath power. The Draconic Inquisitor has no rituals at level 1. If the Ritual Caster feat is obtained, the dragon-based rituals for the Draconomicon Chromatic Dragons and the Draconomicon Metallic Dragons supplement books are recommended. The two recommended Paragon paths the Draconic Inquisitor might choose from could be the Scion of Arkhosia or Ninefold Master. The Ninefold Master requires that the Inquisitor has a Draconic Spellcaster feat. The Scion of Arkhosia path would provide the Inquisitor with more Dragon Breath attacks and give them the ability to fly. This is recommended if you as the player wishes the Inquisitor to become more like a dragon. The Ninefold Master also provides additional Dragon Breath attacks, but focuses more on an Arcanist-like playstyle. Or as a hybrid class, the Inquisitor may choose to gain additional powers from both the Paladin and Sorcerer classes. If this is taken as a path, the Inquisitor gains the Hybrid Talent as a bonus feat, even if it is already obtained. At the levels 11, 12, and 20, the Inquisitor will be able to choose encounter, utility, and daily powers from either class. The ideal epic destiny for the Draconic Inquisitor is the avatar of Io. The dead dragon god Io was the creator of the Dragonborn race after he was split in twain. In addition to creating Bahamut and Tiamat, from Io's blood rose the first Dragonborn. The avatar of Io destiny allows for an improved dragon breath power, an increase in strength and charisma, the ability of flying, and an automatic resurrection, as with most epic destinies. For starting gear, the Draconic Inquisitor will have an Adventurer's Kit, which includes survival necessities, tools, and adventuring equipment. As a hybrid class, the Inquisitor has proficiency in cloth armor, unless a Paladin's armor proficiency was chosen through the hybrid talent feat. The Inquisitor has proficiency in simple melee weapons, military melee weapons, and simple ranged weapons. For implements, the Inquisitor will need a dagger or a staff to channel sorcerer powers, and a holy symbol for paladin powers. All level 1 characters have 100 gold pieces to buy their starting equipment. The recommended equipment for the Draconic Inquisitor is an Adventurer's Kit, as stated prior, cloth armor, or plate armor if the Inquisitor is proficient, a dagger, a one-handed sword, such as a longsword or a broadsword, and a holy symbol. The Draconic Inquisitor will have 58 gold pieces remaining if the recommended equipment is chosen with the armor being cloth. If the Inquisitor can use plate armor, the remaining gold will be 8 gold pieces. In combat, the Draconic Inquisitor will stay out of range when casting sorcerer spells, and certain paladin powers if a more caster playstyle is desired. If the Inquisitor engages in melee combat, they should make use of paladin powers. When confronted by groups of enemies, blast powers such as the Dragon Breath power will help greatly. The Sorcerer also has access to blast ranged spells. The Inquisitor will also make use of the Divine Challenge power when fighting a sworn enemy, such as a tiefling or a servant to another dragon. The Draconic Inquisitor is obsessed with their master, and has only left their master's side to recruit more members to their cult. You as the player may choose the Draconic Inquisitor's personality and other role-playing aspects of this build. If the Inquisitor is still loyal to their master, they might be slowly trying to seduce their allies into joining their cult, or use them as pawns and recruiting tools. The Draconic Inquisitor will not tolerate the existence of other dragons besides their own master, even if the other dragons encountered are the same as the Inquisitor's master. The Inquisitor will gladly slay all other dragons, offering each as a sacrifice to their master. This depends on the dragon the Inquisitor served under. Chromatic dragons tend to be evil aligned, while metallic dragons are more neutral. This build draws from the following resource materials: